All right, let's get into it. Today, we're opening the case file on one of the most common and, let's be honest, frustrating grammar mix-ups out there. We are going to solve the mystery of its versus its and finally get a handle on all these possessive words. Okay, so here's our crime scene. The choice is yours. You see that? An apostrophe where it has no business being. You've seen this everywhere, right? In emails, on social media, maybe even on a public sign. It's a classic case of mistaken identity in the grammar world, and we're about to crack it wide open. So, here is how we're going to crack this case. First, we'll unmask our main suspects in a case of mistaken identity. Then, we'll figure out how to tell them apart by looking at the independents versus the partners. After that, we'll investigate the scene of the apostrophe catastrophe. And finally, we'll wrap things up with the mystery of whose. Sound good? Let's go. First up, mistaken identity. Let's unmask the culprits behind all this confusion by introducing the two groups of words that are constantly getting mixed up. So our first suspect is the possessive pronoun. We're talking about words like mine, yours, or theirs. They show ownership. But here's the key, the absolute most important thing to remember. They replace a noun. So instead of saying, that jacket is Sarah's jacket, you can just say that jacket is hers. See how it stands all on its own? And here's the other character in our little drama, the possessive determiner. These are words like my, your, or their. Now, unlike their pronoun cousins, these guys are a little needy. They can't be by themselves. They always need a noun partner to describe. It's always my book, your car, their house, their package deal. Okay, now for the core of our investigation, the independents versus the partners. Honestly, this is the simplest way to think about it. One group of words is totally fine standing alone, and the other group, well, they always need a partner. So check this out. Here's the official lineup. In the middle column, we have the partners. Those are the determiners that need a noun, like in my sandwich. Then over on the right, you've got the independents, the pronouns that can stand alone, like in the sandwich is mine. You see the pattern, right? Most of the independent words just add an S to their partner version. The big exceptions are my, which becomes mine, and his, which, funnily enough, stays exactly the same. So if you remember just one thing from all of this, please make it this golden rule. Pronouns replace nouns while determiners describe them. That's it. That one little distinction is the key to solving this whole mystery. Let's see this rule in action. On the left, her is the partner. It needs its noun buddy, car, right there next to it, her car. But look at the right. Hers is the independent. It completely replaces the phrase, her car. The sentence, that car is hers, is perfect all by itself. Let's do one more example just to really lock it in. In I like their house, theirs is the partner, describing the noun house. Simple enough. But if we flip it around and say, that house is theirs, the word theirs stands alone, proud and independent, totally replacing the phrase their house. See how that works? Okay, now that we have the basics down, it's time to tackle the crime that started this whole thing, the apostrophe catastrophe. This is where most people get tripped up, but you'll see it's actually surprisingly easy to solve. And here it is, public enemy number one, its versus its. Without an apostrophe, its shows possession. It's a partner word. For example, the cat guarded its territory. The territory belongs to the cat. The apostrophe in its has absolutely nothing to do with ownership. It's just a signal that we've made a contraction, a shortening of it is or it has. And here's the ultimate test. If you can replace the word with it is in your sentence and it still makes sense, use the apostrophe. If you can't, don't. Easy. Okay, let's look at this sentence. It's packed with all our clues. We've got your as a partner with desk. We've got its as a partner with contents. And then we have mine, standing all alone as an independent pronoun. See? It all follows the rules we've just laid out. Now this is a critical piece of evidence. The words you see here, hers, yours, ours, theirs, they're imposters. They look real, but they're not. They simply do not exist in the English language. Just remember this. Possessive pronouns never, ever, ever use an apostrophe. This was the mistake from our original crime scene. The right way to write them is hers, yours, ours, and theirs. No apostrophe, period. We're getting close to the end of our investigation. It's time to meet one last, very interesting character, the special agent we call whose. It plays by slightly different rules, but don't worry, the main idea is exactly the same. And guess what? The rule here is exactly the same as it was for its and its. Whose, no apostrophe, shows possession. Whose jacket is this? Whose, with the apostrophe, is just a short way of saying who is or who has, like in who's going to the party. It really is that simple. Same trick applies. Now, you'll see whose playing two different roles out there. It can ask a direct question about ownership, like whose entry will win, but it can also be used to connect ideas in a sentence, like the man whose dog was lost is my neighbor. It's a pretty versatile word, but that core rule about possession always stays the same. So we've gathered the evidence, we've identified the culprits, and we've learned their methods. To wrap this all up, here is your final clue, a detective's checklist to make sure you get it right every single time. Here you go, your 3-step checklist. First, ask yourself, is this word standing alone, totally replacing a noun? If the answer is yes, you need a possessive pronoun like mine or yours. Second question, is the word describing a noun that comes right after it? Then you need a partner, a possessive determiner like my or your. And finally, the apostrophe check. Can you swap the word out for it is or who is? Only then, and I mean only then, should you use its or whose. This quick check will never let you down. And with that, the case is officially closed. Once you know the rules, the mystery just kind of vanishes, doesn't it? The only real question left is, now that you're a full-fledged grammar detective, whose writing are you going to secretly correct first?